YouTube, what's good, fam? Let's make some money right back with another video. So y'all know we've been kind of keeping up with this J-Dog, G Herbo, Lil Bibby, NLMB, Big Op, beef feud in Chicago's East Side. So with that being said, there's a video by Chicago Scene 88. I think his name's Scene Official now. He made a video kind of breaking down like, is NLMB going into a civil war? So basically, like, these blocks is all going to war with each other because it ain't no structure or anything like that. So one small problem can explode to something that completely destroys your block and makes you kill your brother. Or he was your brother last week, but then he not your brother no. You know, the streets get kind of confusing. That's why I'm like just kind of here being MasoMoney. So make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe to this video. We about to watch it together. Let's get straight into it.
Go get that money, don't stop. Let's go. I'm in the spot, it's just me and the hitters. I'm spending quality time with the killers.
NLMB, Civil War.
Okay. They really at war, huh?
I am making this update in connection with the recent incident within NLMB where J-Dog from No Limit was shot and killed, only a week after threatening G Herbo. The question is this the start of a civil war within the massive set in Terror Town?
Yeah, that's a big block or area. And he had just came back from a sentence. J-Dog. Cairo. G Herbo, merch money.
First of all, for those of you who don't know, NLMB is a huge set over east, located in an area known as Terror Town, with hundreds of members. It was founded in the 90s by, among others, G Slim, who was shot and killed in 2017, allegedly by Kill a Spook from Pocket Town. G Slim was a real leader. He was shot in the middle of trying to get Moody from No Limit out of the way. Moody was shot in the face but luckily survived.
Wow.
G Slim, who was shot in the neck and right hand, was sadly pronounced dead at the hospital. From what I've heard, Kill a Spook made a big bag of this hit. G Slim had huge respect for No Limit, but not only No Limit but on the whole east side and south side. And Drilla from 051 even paid homage to him once he died.
You gotta talk fast,
it is rumored that G Slim had multiple bodies under his belt, from back in early 2000 to just a month before his death. Just to be clear, G Slim was a 40-year-old man in 2017, still sliding and scoring on the enemy, so you could.
He was 40 and still spinning ops? Oh no, that should be your biggest fear. 40 still spinning ops, bro.
Probably imagine the respect it brought.
I know he
two other leaders from No Limit were white folks, also known as the Last Don. He passed away in 2011 due to injuries after being shot in 2006, allegedly by Lakeside. White Folks was uncle to both Mad Max, Mineski, and Cairo. However, members usually throw around the word uncle quite often, but relative or not, they were very close. Another leader was Big Wet, father of Lil Wet, or Wet 'em Up, who beat 4 counts of first-degree murder which took place one day after his father was killed by Shoota Shells and Trap Mo from Black Mob. Big Wet was an outstanding member with bodies under his belt. He had 4 dozen arrests during his lifetime, including first-degree murder on 2 different occasions. Wet 'em Up is no different than his dad. He is arguably the most outstanding member of No Limit. Trench Gang even stems from his name, Wet 'em Up. Today almost every leader of the past is dead, except G Gill, who is still locked up. G Slim, White Folks, Big Wet are all gone, and today, No Limit is run by Hell Rel, also known as Rugatti, from NLMB. However, Rugatti has unofficially been a leader and a big member for No Limit for a long time.
I don't even know who that is. That's what it's how it's supposed to be. Both dead. It's the results of this shit. I heard about him though. He a lot of folks I know, big homie and shit. Killer Spook. Yeah, I heard about him. But them blocks is hot blocks, bro. You don't keep a good name out on them blocks. Like, you gotta do something. Yeah, they cousins, cause that's why they, Boosie? Oh, that's Miami. That's his shit. That's his block. He stayed there for 40 years, bro. That's an outstanding member for real. 40 years old in Chicago, your ass like ancient. On 79th, you old as hell. That'd be 40. On that block. I can remember like this yesterday on Cap. You know, my big cousin gave us the game, showed us the way in the streets. He taught him how to be in the streets. Shit crazy. And now they think they're supposed to teach
which
folks how to
stands
be in
for
the
two
streets.
things, Never
ain't the
Leave
right
My
game to
Brothers
play for.
and No Limit Muskegon Boys, is made
it
up
ain't
of
a
two
game.
sets, No Limit and Muskegon Boys,
Right.
MBG, which stands for Muskegon Block Gangsters, also known as Muskegon Boys, houses on 78th and Muskegon Avenue right off Exchange. They originated from the low buildings, and the set itself was founded by Dosky and White Bread. Before Muskegon Boys merged with No Limit, it was actually called NLMB, No Limit Money Mafia. NLMB is an umbrella, and under that umbrella there are several similar subsets that read and claim NLMB but still have their own small cliques.
This is Drench Gang and
For
Shorty
example,
Mob.
there is Drench Gang and Shorty Mob. What I'm trying to say is that NLMB is an extremely large set with a lot of different groups. However, all of them still fall under NLMB. What is also important to remember is that members of NLMB, at least for the most part, are family. I won't go into that in this video, but I could have written a Bible-like family tree where each member is connected to the other.
That's a lot to them for G Bread. Dosky?
Another key factor influencing what's happening within NLMB.
Boy, I would hate to be a person still alive and get put on any of this dude's videos. Imagine everybody in the city forgot about you. You cleaning your life up, and then this dude make a video about you, and 100,000 new people know that you a gangster, bro. I would be tired, bro. That's why I hear hell no.
The way its members were raised, the infamous generation, including Mally, Mineski, Lil Bibby, G Herbo, Cairo, and others, grew up divided between two different camps, each led by a different figure with distinct philosophies. The two different leaders were G Gill and G Bull. Members such as G Herbo, Mineski, Mad Max, Merch Money, Mansky.
So G Gill, I think G Gill tell you to kill ops. Like G Gill made a bunch of shooters. I think G Bull probably told them to like get money and get out the hood because when Lil Bibby and his brothers and all them got money, they didn't even stay on the street stuff. Like the moment they got enough money to leave the hood, they left the hood and lived a better life. Whoever G Gilla, he must taught them, when we get all the money, we killing all the ops and we gonna be rich gangsters. It's like rich gangster one mindset, and the other one is like a get out the hood mindset. You know what I'm saying?
Cairo and Mally all came up under G Gill. G Gill was a shooter and killed who controlled 79th. Gill is still alive and is currently serving a long sentence in federal prison for narcotics and several shootings. Under G Bull, members such as G Nusky, Lil Bibby, his brothers White Sean and G Money were formed. G Bull controlled 78th. Even though everyone came from the same gang and even though the leaders were cool with each other, there were clear differences about how both leaders guided the young up-and-coming members. G Bull was all about the money, which has left a mark on his apprentices. Lil Bibby and G Money are today the founders of the music record label Grade A Productions, who have brought up stars such as Juice WRLD and the Kid Laroi. Both Bibby and G Money are millionaires. White Sean, the third brother, is also doing well and focuses on his family and money.
That's
G Gill, on the other hand, was a shooter and was named by the FBI as the General of No Limit. In an Instagram post made by Mad Max in 2016, he uploaded a picture of G Gill and stated that Gill taught him everything and showed him the ropes. A No Limit affiliate in the comments agreed and said that he definitely had you under his wings, followed by a demon emoji.
Damn. So this G Gill. Yeah, G Gill with that, huh? And this G Bull, so he was talking about money. Go get your bread, get out, kid. I tell you, get your money, get the fuck on. 20 in the feds? He'll get a date in. He'll get free one day.
When the split between No Limit and the rest of Terror Town occurred, the two leaders took very different paths that would shape the future of the group. G Gill fully embraced the EBK, mindset. Everybody Killer, Die 5 mindset, making sure the younger members under his influence adopted the same mentality. In contrast, G Bull, who was related to Eugene Hairston, co-founder of the Black P, Stone Nation alongside Jeff Fort, held firm to traditional Stone principles.
So this gonna be the first
Even if his side was beefing with 100 other Stones, G Bull made sure his shorties understood they were still Stone to the bone.
You know what I'm saying, though?
This ideological divide became the foundation for two separate camps within No Limit. G Gill served as the big homie for Mineski, John, and their side of No Limit, while G Bull mentored Bibby, Sean, George, Nusky, and others from that camp. Even after G Bull passed away and G Gill was incarcerated early in the drill era, their differing philosophies on structure and leadership left a lasting impact, creating two distinct crowds within No Limit that never fully reconciled. The term Boss Gang, which Dog was a part of, refers specifically to the No Limit.
Oh, I get it now. Bro, I get it. So the J-Dog dude is thinking money-wise. He like, you get money, why you ain't doing stuff for the block with all your money? Because he came up off Lil Bibby and all them mindset. So he probably talked to him a money mindset. G Herbo and them came off of, if they disrespect you, they ass gonna die out here. You know what I'm saying? So you talking about him like, bro, why we don't just get money together? I'm like, these not the type of niggas who talking about money, they will kill your ass. That's why I said that in the first videos we watched. But now it makes sense. They don't even have the same upbringing, even though they're from the same block. Because you could be from the same block, but not be the same type of person. Same reason I may be from a block close to this. One of my homies may be a killer. I just want some money. Don't shoot. You get what I'm saying, though?
Who came up under Jebel. The current internal conflict within NLMB isn't just random groups. It's two different sides of No Limit that have been moving very differently for years.
Yep.
Boss Gang is basically a smaller crew within No Limit that Lil Bibby and his brothers put together, and Bibby used to push it back when he was still rapping. The group had people like Kilo, Project Pat, J-Dog, G-Sweet, G-Newski, G-Moody, 30 Clips, and a few others. Honestly, nobody really talks about Boss Gang anymore. It hasn't been a real thing for years. It was more of a term Bibby started using around 2014 in his music, and now some people act like it's Boss Gang versus Drench Gang, but that's not really accurate. A more true picture of the whole thing is G Herbo, his closest circle, and Drench Gang against the rest. Like I mentioned, J-Dog from NLMB was one of the guys who repped Boss Gang, and he was really close with both Lil Bibby and G Herbo, especially Bibby. You can actually spot him in a bunch of music videos, like Bibby's Can't Trust a Soul When You Ain't Gang, and even in G Herbo's song Else, which is eerie looking back. The reason I call it eerie is because, in that music video, J-Dog actually plays a role where G Herbo ends up killing him. You can even spot J-Dog in G Herbo's most recent music video, Reason. But just a few hours ago, Herb actually turned off the comments on all his newest videos, and even on the old L's video from 11 years ago.
Oh, so he took the comments off? Kilo.
J-Dog was a very respected member who came up at the same time as the infamous NLMB generation with members such as Mally, Mineski, Cairo, Crazy James, Bibby, Herbo, Merch Money, Lil Wet, and countless other members. He is the cousin of the Robinson brothers, Fazo, Fab and G Pharaoh. You have probably heard of Fazo before because of G Herbo. He was killed in April 2010, allegedly by his own uncle, Jake's from Lakeside during a dice game. J-Dog often hung out with G Pharaoh back in the days. J-Dog mostly hung out with members such as Kilo from NLMB, who I believe is still locked up for a body. He also hung out with members such as Project, J-Dot, White Sean, Lil Rob, Merch Money, and Bullet, who was recently arrested for killing Juice from his own gang, NLMB. Dog himself was an active shooter and alleged killer. In 2016, he allegedly killed Melo from MMG/M60.
Oh, he was a shooter.
Melo, along with a 16-year-old boy, was shot by J-Dog in a drive-by attack in the 2600 block of East 75th Street, which is Black Mob territory. The 16-year-old, who fortunately survived the shooting, was arrested on an unrelated charge a month later, and 3 days later, while at the juvenile detention center, he saw J-Dog twice. In both instances, J-Dog placed his 2 fingers against his temple, mimicking a gun. The first time, J-Dog used his other hand to cover his mouth. This pose is often used by No Limit members as a mockery after the death of KTS1, who made the post famous and was killed by Mally, Mad Max and Choppa from No Limit. J-Dog, who was only 17 years old at the time of the murder, was charged as an adult but was only charged with conspiracy to commit murder and aggravated battery. He was sentenced to 10 years in prison and was released this year, in 2025.
Damn. So he put work in and didn't even get no reward for it. He killed somebody for that block, and the block killed him. Wow. Put it that way. That is not worth it. So this dude, he Pop didn't even get to live, a kid still. Shit, babies killing babies. Shit crazy. He came out as a man though. He's still thinking younger. So he playing, you know, and they playing grown man game. He been in there for so long though, bro. I feel bad for him. And he was actually putting in work, bro. That's messed up.
So in 2025, J-Dog was released after serving time for a body and was obviously still very respected when he came out. Shortly after his release, he started rapping and released a few songs such as Pain and Who Let the Dog Out, which received very little attention.
So the pen was what was
However, Bibby, G-Money and several other famous NLMB members gave a lot of support. According to sources, he hung out a lot with Shorty Mob when he came out, which is also visible in his music videos. This is also the reason why Shorty Mob has shown a lot of love to J-Dog after his death and in many cases has chosen his side. Of course, J-Dog also hung out with other NLMB members, in many cases originals, and he was also featured in G Herbo's latest music video, which we talked about earlier. However, after that something happened.
So he was an outstanding member and they did that to him.
Around September 20th this year, J-Dog, from nowhere, put out a story where he basically called out G Herbo and his circle for leaving his brothers behind. All of this came after an interview G Herbo did where he talked about no limit and not leaving his brothers behind. Then J-Dog reposted the interview on his story and basically called out Mineski, Doo-Wop, EBK Ricky, but especially Herbo, for leaving their brothers behind and rapping about stuff other people did. J-Dog also said that he's not NLMB and that he is Boss Gang. J-Dog also stated that Herb can't come back to the block and if he does, he will have problems. Unusually, Herbo actually responded to this and talked about how nobody ever touched him. Herb also brought up a memory from about 11 years ago, when he dare flipped J-Dog at Malle's house. Herb then uploaded another story where he wrote, "If you want to do something to me, don't warn me, just do it please."
Yeah, I thought he was
J-Dog later responded with a video where he recorded 79th, basically calling out Herb for not investing in the hood.
Right.
The reason I think it's weird that Herbo responded is because he didn't do it to either Cairo or Crazy James. Big Op, also known as Drench Gang Pharaoh, also went on Instagram and defended G Herbo. He said that Herb could go anywhere he wanted and that 78th and Essex is theirs and that J-Dog never did anything for the block, which is false. Big Op also uploaded a second story where he talked about Boss.
Them people you look up to don't do nothing but sneak diss the guys. The guys as in shooters and killers that are in the hood still. The hood always get mad at me for translating things for the different audience. Sneak dissing the guys, sneak dissing the killers and robbers that keep going in and out of prison. Talking about some boss gang. Talking about some make money and change your life and get out the hood. A gang full of goofies. # millionaires that live in California. I gotta translate this for my little brother so he understand the block don't love you. They low-key hate you. Boss gang. A gang full of rich people that take in people that aren't killers. He didn't tag the Dixon brothers. Rich person's name, rich person's name, rich person's name. I run the hood. These people run the world. I'm translating this in Chicago terms, Blooder, and asked them if they promote this. Faro then added that he doesn't care about Boss Gang. F Boss Gang. Hey, y'all better not shoot at me for that. I'm just helping the block. I'm trying to ask my little brother, do he want to be the biggest in the city or do he want to be the biggest in the world? I'm trying to give him understanding. He don't know no better.
Them people you look up to don't do nothing but sneak diss the guys all day, talking about some boss gang, a gang full of goofies. He then tagged the Dickinson brothers, Sean, G-Money and Bibby and asked them if they promote this. Pharaoh then added that he doesn't care about Boss Gang and wrote, F Boss Gang.
We watched this in the last video and we're not going to break this down. Yeah, we seen all this in the last video. They went in depth about it. Yep, go watch the last video. If you don't, I'm never gonna get out of the trenches. Yeah, I'm surprised Herb even reacted. Herb is the biggest rapper out of Chicago. I don't know what's going on right now, bro. People him slamming his ass. Yeah, on his main page. Gotta watch the last video if you want to see all that, bro. I'm not watching this again. Yeah, this Big Op dissing him. So this
9 days later, after calling out Herb and others, J-Dog was gunned down. J-Dog was standing in an alley together with a 17-year-old boy in the 2500 block of East 78th Street when someone approached them and started shooting, according to police. The 17-year-old was shot in the chest and J-Dog was shot 6 times in the back. They were both taken to the University of Chicago Medical Center where they were listed in critical condition. Tragically, J-Dog was later pronounced dead at the hospital.
This really how Chicago, the city will do you though, bro. The city will do you like that if you let it. That's why I can't be mad at Boss Gang. Fuck them niggas. They gonna kill me if I stay here. Why I'm staying here then? Yeah, DOA. Yup.
Right after the murder, a lot of NLMB members started reacting on Instagram, and from the way people were posting, it really seemed like a backdoor situation. EBK put up a story saying, "Real dudes ain't feeling this." Crazy James wrote, Pay attention.
I'ma miss you,
I'ma miss you, lil bro. White Bread, the founder of Muskegon Boys, posted, show no love.
Trust nobody.
Love will get you killed.
What them streets
Trust
do
nobody.
It to you, man.
Never put your guard down. Muwop from Drench Gang even posted a story using Dirk's song backdoor. What's interesting is that some Drench Gang members, like Muwop and Varu, seem to side with J-Dog. Varu even switched his name from Drench Gang Varu to Varu078. J-Dog's brother, Lil New from NLMB, also put up a story with the same Dirk track. Even No Limit Cairo, who's locked up right now, and who's died with Drench Gang but has also called out Herbo, posted a story of J-Dog with the caption, I love you and I'm sorry I couldn't make it back in time. There were a bunch of other posts pointing to this being a backdoor, but the one that really made it clear came from Helrel, also known as G-Rel or Rugati, one of NLMB's leaders. He posted, my best friend killed my other best friend's nephew. My mind all over the place right now, I can't think straight. The ones that haven't reacted are the ones that J-Dog called out.
Right. Real niggas ain't feeling this. And that be the thing. These folks be talking to their block, but they be talking to the whole world. I don't know how they don't be understanding that, folks. Because the block is the world, low-key. Like, so they tweaking with each other. They gonna make a documentary on it. On for them, they is. You know the crew needed you, big bro. You know he got ranked because he spanked off. So that's all I'm talking about him. So this is the guys warning them, bro. I can't see this, bro. This be half folks in the city story, bro. This should be stuck in it, all the way in it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Posting a story on Instagram where he basically said J-Dog died because he couldn't accept that things had changed. He wrote, all he ever wanted was everything to go back to regular. We arguing for an hour straight, spitting in each other's faces, then talking and shaking hands a few minutes later.
So he just
told him life changed a lot in 2 years. Lil bro,
right,
what do you think it did in 10? He said, I'm talking about my block, been the same. I don't care 10, 20, or 40 years.
Hey,
dude would say stuff and make it so funny but didn't understand what I meant. Wish you were a little more understanding. Things will never be the same now. Another member posted something similar, knowing brother just wanted to go back to how it was when he left. That's all brother wanted, to make the block great again. Guess you all misunderstood his motive. This hurt bad. Only a few left that love this and really love the people in it, and he was one of them.
There ain't much of that no more. He ain't seeing everything change, bro. He watching from a cell, so he ain't get the feeling.
Now we've gone through the backstory, what happened, and the reactions. But what do we actually know about the murder itself? We know it was committed by a member of NLMB. We also know the shooter is best friends with one of the NLMB leaders, Rogati, also known as G-Rel. Because of that, it's very likely the shooter is somewhere in the 30s.
We actually know. See, this is why I don't even know the point of doing crime no more, because it go on the internet streets, because the streets is the internet. And the internet is the streets. Rugati, G-Rel. It's very likely the shooter is somewhere older. Okay. And then they give you a name of other blockheads that are in this age range. Oh yeah, this may be the police.
5 to 45 age range. I've got a pretty good idea of who's closest to Rel, people like Ramo, Tay, Lonsky, and Jock. Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if one of those names ends up being the suspect. Another thing I've been told is that this wasn't Herbo putting a hit on J-Dog at all, I don't think it was. But rather a fight between J-Dog and an older No Limit member that led to the shooting. Still, from what I've heard, that fight started because J-Dog was calling out Herbo. So either way, the murder was definitely connected to the situation between J-Dog and Herb in his closest circle. Now, this isn't confirmed, but it could still be possible that Herb did put a bag on J-Dog. Personally, though, I doubt it. Herb is too smart to do something that reckless and obvious. The FBI is definitely watching NLMB, and it's honestly surprising they haven't been hit with a RICO yet. But if Herb really was the one who orchestrated this, that might end up being the nail in the coffin. Another thing we don't know is the identity of the 17-19-year-old who was shot along with J-Dog. It could very well have been a member of Shorty Mob, which is No Limit's youngest generation. Shorty Mob was originally created by Twino from Drench Gang, who passed away in 2022.
Created the gang, died for the gang. That shit messed up.
It's time to pick a side. Today, for example, Lil 40 from NLMB posted a picture with the caption, "If it's then let me know. Long live my brother. Life been great. I chose a different path. I told you all dudes snakes. Long live J-Dog. Long live Juice. Pick your sides. Stay there and die."
Golly. Man. This is a stressful lifestyle. I just watched a 20-minute video. Imagine your entire life is this. Golly. You don't know who your brother, who hates you, who love you, your big homie. One of them told you to make money. The other one told you to smoke ops. It's not a lot of good information going around in this ecosystem. So, of course, civil war is bound to start. I appreciate y'all for watching this video with MasoMoney, though. So make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe to me. And then just watch another video. I'll see y'all in the next one. I'm out, man.